Hello everybody, today we're looking at a new top-of-the-line brass library called Synchron Brass from VSL, and that is the product I'm going to test drive. Oh, okay, let's get into this. So, Synchron Brass. VSL have built this amazing studio. This is what it looks like. This is a very nice sized hall. And this is where they're recording all their new libraries. A lot of their libraries back in the day, by back in the day, I'm talking like 1990s, right in the start of sampling, were very, very dry and recording in a very small space. This is completely different, and you get a wonderful ambience to the place, and that is reflected in these Synchron libraries. It's not a cheap library, it's a premium product. It's currently on sale at €595, and the full price is €790. So this is not a sort of, I'm just starting out, I wonder what I can find. This is a professional product for people who want ultimate in realism. Now, ultimate in realism comes in this form. What we've got here, here's an example. The way this Synchron Brass works is you get all the basic articulations down this left-hand side here. Tell you what, shall I try and zoom in? Would that be more interesting? Yes, that's good. So this first level decides whether it's shorts, longs, legatos. This second level, you're able to decide whether you want short staccato, staccatos long, portato, portato long. You know, legatos come in 4 different flavors. And what? Sorry? Oh! There's no point in telling you about it unless I actually play it. This is a very good point. I'm so sorry. Right, let's get on with it then. Okay, so let me just try some legatos. Here's the regular legato for a solo French horn. Hang on, I've taken... That is completely dry. That is just straight out of the box. But they normally have the reverb on, and I turned it off, so... Now, if you then go for espressivo, you hear them. Do you hear the kind of the way it kind of it sort of swells and it kind of does that kind of I'm feeling something. It's expressive, you know, and that's good because samples can sound a bit, and we don't want. We want, okay, so this is definitely going more, rather than, okay. Why do I need to do sign language? Sorry. Anyway, so you've got tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of choice. Let's just look at one other thing while we're here. Here's the list of articulations. So you get, I started playing the tenor trombone. Okay, that's really good. Shame they've only got a solo one. Shame they don't have... Oh, and then I looked down the list and they got 4 players and 9 players. What kind of nutcase has 9 trombones? Lots, actually, now I think about it. Oh, you want to hear that? Okay, yeah, why not? Let's just load it up. Come on then, 9 trombones. I'll just show you what 9 trombones... Now, the interesting thing with 9 trombones, of course, is as soon as you play... Okay, what should we go for? Just a normal, a regular long note. So this is a sort of... Oh, let's just play one note. There you go. The truth is, when you expand brass sections a lot, it doesn't get ultra massive. It just gets a bit more massive. There's a sort of diminishing law of returns with brass. But this, so if you want to know what 27 trombones sounds like, play a triad. Here we go. Ready? Okay, can I hit on a couple of things in this library that are really, really interesting? I mean, this is quite geeky. Okay, geek alert, geek alert. Firstly, they've introduced a new thing called a timbre control. Look, here we go. So if you look at this bit here, this is the timbre control. So let us turn it on. It's currently red, it's now blue. Let us assign it to, what's it assigned to? CC8. I haven't got CC8 here. I'm going to reassign it to CC21 because that's one I've got ready to go. I use that for all kinds of miscellaneous stuff. So now, So without changing the volume and without changing anything else, I can change the actual timbre of the instrument. And with brass, this is so important because pianissimo sounds as soft as a freshly baked roll, and fortissimo sounds about as aggressive as a Formula One car. And somehow you've got to go from freshly baked roll to aggressive Formula One car in a nice gradual way. And that is one of the great challenges of doing sampling with brass. I'm rabbiting on. This is supposed to be a quick review. And all I'm doing is going, blah, blah, blah. Okay, look, I'm going to start writing. I'm going to use this this library in a scoring thing, which I'm doing next week. But I just thought we'd walk this through so you understood, what's going on, because it's quite a. Oop, where's it gone? We don't want to zoom in there. There we go. That's better. Right. So let me give you a couple of other examples of what's going on here. So let's start with French horns S6. Okay, let's get. Okay, let's just play something in. Okay, now let's put a trumpet on the top of that. Let's have a look at what we got by way of articulations with my friend the trumpeter. We got legato. Okay, shall we try some fortissimo legato? Or do we want... Okay, auto speed. This is good. This is good. We like... Oh, look. We're now down to... We've now got... You talk about detail. 4 layers. So we want legato, con fortissimo, regular speed or auto speed. I'm going to go for auto speed. Then auto speed, regular or fast. I mean, senza vibrato, con vibrato. You're kidding me. All those choices. Let's see. Ready? Do you see how it changes? When I play slowly, when I go... You get a much slower legato transition. When I go... It swaps into fast mode. Okay, I quite like that. So, I can't remember my chord progression now, but oh well, we'll see. Sounds all right. Okay, now we're going to go for some trombones. Trombones are always... Just like I use violas with string sections, trombones are the ones I go to here. Often much... Oh, we're definitely going for espressiva. Just a quick tip here. When you select one of these, sometimes the keyboard goes blank, so you just kick on the keyboard and it loads it. I don't know why it does that, but it does that, and it's fine. Frankly, I don't care. Right, okay, so now we're going to do long notes espressivo. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah. Okay, what we could do... Is there a dynamics page? Here, there's dynamics! How about a soft crescendo on the end? So rather than... So what I'm going to do... Oh, no. Hang on. Let's go back to this. Let's duplicate this. Oh, no, I can do it on trombones too. I've got trombones too. Remember, these are solo instruments, but a solo instrument with brass sounds more realistic, because normally... unless you're a nutcase, you're probably only going to have 3 tenor trombones, and that means 1 for each note. So look, here we go. I've got a number of different choices here too. Here we go. I've got a 2-second crescendo, a 3-second, or a 4-second. Too much choice. No, you can never have too much choice. Honestly not. So we're going back to the. That is pretty good. Thank you. We need a tuba at the bottom, obviously. Okay. You see the way this comes together. It sounds realistic. It's great. I like it. One other important thing. Well, it's important. This is very geeky for a small number of people. But if you want to do surround, we've just been doing surround for a thing. Normally, real surround only happens when you record a real orchestra because there's no center microphone. Because what most libraries do, every other library except this one that I've found, doesn't give you the main. There's a thing. When you record an orchestra, over the top of the conductor, you'll see 3 microphones in an equilateral triangle. It's called the Decker tree. And it's the best representation of what's actually going on in the hall. And for surround, you go, left one goes to the left, right one goes to the right, center one goes right down the middle. And when you're missing that center one, you can't just mix left and right, because then you get sort of weird mono. If you put the center mic in the middle, it suddenly makes it sound all 3D. So what we've got here, and this is quite good. Let's get you a zoomed in picture again. Okay, if we get rid of the room mix and we go for main, these are the stereo. This is left and right tree. Main center, that'll be the surround. I mean, that'll be the center. So we got left, right, and center. Then we turn on the surround mics as well. And now what we would do is, rather than have these all going out of stereo 1, you'd route these to stereo 2 and these to stereo 3, and then you'd put them out to different. Let's listen to it. That is a nice sound. It's not very well balanced at the moment with that, but you can get giant brass with 28 players if you are into that kind of thing. I know what you're saying. Okay, yes, you're the kind of person who does trailer music and you want to know, does it do? Yes, you've got giant 28 brass. Where's my key switch for this? See, I'm putting my 28 brass face on. This is my 28 brass face. Oh yes, 28 brass. 28 brass players, that would be a round, wouldn't it, eh? If you know what brass players are like when they get down the pub, that would be quite a round. Anyway, trombones are... Now, sometimes you might be tempted to... So we've got plenty of bites, and this stuff is good. The fast repetitions. Now, this is also a good one. I'm going to need to go back to my zoomed in picture. Zoomed in, ready? There we go. So the fast ones, you get a choice of ringing. In other words, when I stop playing, it goes, ooh. You hear? Ooh. Or, if I want to use it to go to another articulation, I can put cut, so it'll just stop instantly. Let's try that. Okay, so what now you do is to add, after that, a concluding note from a different articulation. So we're going to go for the 9-1 and we're going to go for staccato or long notes, marcato. Long notes, marcato, that'll do. Or fortissimo even. or staccato? Which do I prefer? Long end copy. I don't know what that is. Fast attack. Fast attack! Sounds like some computer game, doesn't it? Okay, here we go. Let's try this again. 1, 2, 3. You get the gist, and you build it up like that. So, what have we done? We've done trumpets, horns, French horns, all the rest of it. So let's have a little up some, given this is a lightning fast test drive. Bing! It is possibly the most comprehensive brass library I've come across in terms of the sheer quantity of articulations. It's very nicely recorded. It's in a great space, and the space it's recorded in, if you're an aficionado of brass samples, is as important as anything else, because what you're half hearing is the quality of the players and the instruments, and half the quality of the space in which they're. And that goes for a lot of samples, but particularly loud ones. And brass are loud. And brass, as I said right at the beginning, it's a tricky one. It's really hard because of the massive tonal variation you get between pianissimo and fortissimo. But for me, they've done an absolutely cracking job. And you've got everything from 1 horn to 12, which is overkill. Stephen Basted, I hear you. 12 horns is not overkill. Okay. My friend Stephen absolutely insists 12 horns is a perfectly normal number, but then he does computer games, so maybe it's normal for computer games. Anyway, this test drive, I give it a big tick. I love this library. I think it's great, and I will definitely be using it. So, thank you very much indeed, VSL, for the review copy. Absolutely, you're doing great work over there in Vienna. Keep it up, because you've done strings and brass. I wonder if there's anything else to come, like woodwinds and percussion and things. That would be good, wouldn't it? I'd imagine. Anyway, look, so that's all I got for you for today. But we'll be back very soon. And tell me what you think of the library and everything else underneath in the comments. And if you are not one of our subscribers and friends, what are you doing? If this has sort of sparked an interest in sampled orchestration, do you know what? I've written a course all about sampled orchestration that teaches you how to do all this stuff, because there's so much to it. And it's not really very expensive, and we give you a money-back guarantee, and if you don't like it, you can just have your money back, and it's great, and it will teach you about all these sort of crafty little techniques which make sample libraries like this sound, fulfill their potential. Anyway, cheerio, goodbye, see you soon.